For some, the Black experience has been about picking yourself up by the bootstraps. Oftentimes, with no boots, no straps, surrounded and stuck in the mud with no lines of support. There is data that reveals the results of decades of struggle for those of color that live in Iowa. But there are those in the Black community that have found ways to improve what they have. But the learning curve has been a tough one.
I think a lot has to do with education, a lot has to do with sustainable wealth tools that are integrated in our communities, and there's just not a lot there.
Angela Jackson grew up in a family of entrepreneurs. She is currently Senior Vice President of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at Athene, a West Des Moines-based retirement service company. Jackson is also owner of The Great Frame Up, an art gallery and custom framing business she opened in 2005. She was previously chair of Iowa Civil Rights Commission. While she works full-time at Athene, her experienced staff manages the framing business.
When you look around, when you look at institutions like banks, there are not a lot of banks that are owned by underrepresented individuals or businesses that are in the financial area where you can get education, and sometimes there are not a lot of community banks. So all of those tend to be able to have a lens that is prioritizing, being more flexible. Their interest rates might be a little higher, but they're not exorbitant and they're not, what I say, predatory. So we have in our community a lot of predatory lending resources, and that tends to negatively impact the ability to build wealth.
If you take a look at the average cost of housing, same houses, same amount of bedrooms, same amount of bathrooms in the neighborhood that I grew up in, and then you compare that in other parts of this community for the same house, same everything, it's lower in the geographic area that I'm from versus other parts. So you think about it, you go for a credit application, or you want to use some of the residual dollars that you have in there, the equity in your house. And so if I only have $40,000 worth of equity and another person with the same house has $100,000 worth of equity, then that's already a disadvantage right there of $60,000, just using it as a rough example. When it comes to overall just the banking environment, nationally, one Black business receives a loan within their first year versus 7 white business people in their first year. And so that access to capital is a challenge as well. So home ownership, access to capital for businesses are tremendously have impacted. Also, just taking a look out in the community and seeing other African American males to be able to have that conversation about economics, about investment, or it doesn't even have to be a Black male, it could be anyone, to have those types of financial conversations is something that's was missing in our local community too as well. So from housing to business ownership to reinvestment and economic tools, that's been a challenge locally.
This video raises questions, and I need for you to be extremely honest in the comments when answering them. And just so you know, I only have one question. When it comes to home ownership, business startups, and investments, are you having any trouble with any of them? Now, please be honest in the comments when answering this question. It might be a tough one. Share this video with anyone you deem necessary. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.